They were a wealthy couple, blessed with everything money could buy, except a child. For 15 years they had prayed, fasted, and cried, but every night ended in silence. The doctors said they were both fine, so they began to believe that maybe God had turned his back on them. One evening, while visiting a close friend, the wife broke down in tears. Her friend waited until she was calm and said quietly, "There's one last option, but it's not from God." The wife looked up, confused. "There's a woman," the friend continued. "She lives alone on an island far from here. People say she can help barren women conceive, but she is no ordinary woman." The wife didn't care. She wanted a child, no matter the cost. So 2 days later, the two women paid a fisherman to take them to the island. The sea was dark that morning. Thick mist covered the horizon, and the wind whispered like voices calling their names. The fisherman warned them to turn back, but they didn't listen. After 2 long hours, they saw it. A lonely island, covered in dead trees and mist. In the middle stood one small wooden house. No birds, no sound, just silence. As they stepped onto the sand, the wife began to tremble. The air felt wrong, thick, heavy, almost alive. She told her friend, "We should go back." But her friend only smiled and said, "We've come too far." They walked deeper into the island until they reached the old hut. Dozens of cats sat outside staring. Then one of them spoke. "What do you seek here?" The wife gasped and stumbled backward, but her friend simply knelt and said, "We've come to see the woman of the house." The cat turned slowly and said, "Follow me." Inside, the smell of burnt herbs and blood filled the air. Candles flickered around jars filled with strange, moving things. And then she appeared. An old woman, eyes burning like fire, skin wrinkled like dried wood. She smiled, and the room seemed to grow colder. "You came for a child," she said, "but every gift has a price." The wife nodded quickly. "Please, I'll do anything." The witch stared at her for a long time. Then she whispered, "There are no ordinary babies left, but I can give you twins. One will be beautiful, the other will be cursed. If you harm one, you'll lose both, and your peace forever." Without hesitation, the wife agreed. The witch turned to her table and began to mix things. Dried leaves, blood, the head of a snake, and a black feather. She poured it into a wooden cup and said, "Drink!" The wife took the cup, trembling, and drank. Within seconds, she fainted. When she opened her eyes again, it was night. The witch was sitting beside her, whispering words that sounded like thunder. "You will conceive before the week ends," the witch said softly. "But remember my warning. When the handsome one smiles, the cursed one watches." The next morning, the wife returned home and told her husband the good news, but she never mentioned the warning. Days later, she began to feel sick. The doctor smiled and said, "Congratulations, madam. You're finally pregnant 9 months past." When it was time, she gave birth to twin boys, just as the witch had said. One was handsome, fair-skinned, and perfect. The other, dark, twisted, and horrifying to look at. The nurse screamed and ran out of the room. The baby's eyes were red, his skin cold, and from his lower back, a small, twitching tail. The husband stood frozen in disgust. He whispered, "This thing cannot live in my house." That night, while everyone slept, he took the ugly baby outside and killed him. The wife never spoke of it again. But from that moment, the air around their home changed. The nights grew longer, and somewhere far away, the witch smiled. "The curse," she whispered, "has begun."